Welcome to Medieval Kingdom Wars, and this short video is going to be update 10, which dropped on around the 12th of July 2017 if you're watching this in the future. Now obviously it can contain the usual collection of bug fixes. I'm just going to talk about 3 issues which I think is probably the more interesting elements of it. The first one is they've added naval combat. Now I have tried to initiate a naval combat, but so far I haven't been able to. But it's worth noting that it says naval combat work in progress, so there may be an issue with that. Now the second one is that they've actually increased the amount of wood in each trees. Now that seems quite trivial, but to me this is a bit of a game balancing issue. I have fought the Battle of Dover again, which is the battle that's in the tutorial, and it does make a difference. It does mean that you can build the wood up quicker, which does help with dealing with this issue of the palisade being built. But I still recommend building storehouses and horse carts to speed up your collection process, especially for wood. But the main part of this video is we're going to go look at the campaign map so that we can actually have a look at the probably the most interesting mechanic. We'll just start a new one and we'll just start the campaign. Yeah, there's been a new mechanic introduced that says, and I'll just read it, it says added building construction and management on the world map, which I think is quite useful, but there are a couple of little issues about it, and we'll just fly over. I don't think I can. No, we've got to. There we are. It's clipped out of it, and of course we need to. This is obviously everything's not fully implemented. Here we are, guys. And of course we've now got the speed buttons at the top, which came in with update 9, and we can play ×2, ×3. Quick comment on the map here. It'd be useful if you actually knew who your friends and enemies are, whether there was a map mode. I'm assuming that the different colours represent the factions, and I'm assuming that I'm part of these factions. It can be a bit confusing to work out who your friends and enemies are, but that might come later on with politics. But anyway, that's a slight aside. Now this is the new mechanic, guys. You've got, this is Orleans is a level 4 city, so it's actually got 12 slots. I haven't checked Paris, which is a bigger city, but I'm wondering whether 12 slots is there. But this reflects the building slots within your city. And now the key factor is that if I click on here, you get this here, and what you actually do is you spend cash to build these settlements. So and what I want to do is illustrate a point, so I'm just going to build an archery range. It's going to take all my cash, and we're going to build that in position 1. Right, guys, see that, take a note, position 1, and what we're going to do now is enter the city. Down here we've got our tax rate, and that will build up slowly over time, and what we could do is collect the taxes, which gives us 182. So at the moment there's no automatic process for collecting taxes. You've got to do it manually, and of course to recruit an army you can see the level here. I think it'd be useful if there was a tooltip or something, that there was some way, I mean it doesn't necessarily have to be here, but it'd be nice if there was some way that you could actually see the units that make up your army. That's just an aside, guys. We're just going to enter the city. Yeah, I think to make the campaign and building your armies up, some way of knowing what the constituency of your armies are. I mean, yes, you get a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 level army, but I suppose with practice you will get a feel for that army. But at the moment I don't see any way how you can build those armies up. It's almost like you're always going to be fighting with a stock army, which hopefully will change in the future. Anyway, here we are, we're on the map now. My key point about the new change is that if I click on here, there's nothing to indicate the building position at all. And what I've done is, off camera, I did a bit of experimenting building buildings at random, And what I found is that the current numbering system seems to start with 1 up here. That's why I built the archery range, just to illustrate it, guys. And then this one is 2. Down over here is 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, but we're not going to be staying here. And then over here I think is 7, 8, 9, and I've lost one building. Anyway, it's not important. And then you've got 11 and 12. Actually, let's get these guys doing something. Obviously you need them building wood. Let's get them over here. Get the second team. Yeah, they're both, they should be both going. So if I come up here and build, let's build plenty of resources up. I don't want to iron camp. We'll build a stone camp here. So the stone camp's there. And maybe got resources for a barn. Yep. We'll build a barn there. If I come over here, hopefully I will have enough resources to build something here. Get enough for a storehouse? Nope. Don't have enough wood.
Thy workers have completed a building.
Oh, we got enough for an armorer. We'll build an armorer there. I'm just building. This isn't a strategy, guys. Don't take this is the best way to build things. I'm just building these buildings to illustrate. We'll go back out once the buildings are finished. We'll actually go out. I do like the city though, guys. I do like this layout of the city. I think it's really, really great. The detail is phenomenal. Zoom in. Again, I will start. I would still like a little bit more tilt so that you could get a bit more of a on the camera. I think that's still too restricted, and I would really like to be able to zoom out a bit more, especially when fighting battles, guys, because this is a little bit too. I mean, to get an overview. I mean, the mini map's so good for getting around, but again, I don't know if it's possible that you could zoom in a bit closer on the mini map. What's this lot? What are these lot going to do?
Honoured for sure, my lord. Get chopping on those trees.
Anyway, guys, I think we've built all the buildings now. So what was it again? Just to refresh, got a stone camp here, a barn here, and the armor over there. So if I go back to the world map and we'll click on Orleans, and you can see here this is the stone camp again. Hopefully eventually there will be a tooltip here. I know you can recognize it. So position 12, which was at the top of the city. So this is, let's go through them in order, guys. The archery is right at the top of where you'd want it, the bastion. The position 3 where I built the barn is in the kind of bottom right. The armorer, this is the armorer, yeah, is in bottom left, and positions 11 and 12 are actually, well, position 12 is top right, position 11 is top left, and so that's a kind of key position. And if you're not aware, oh, we've been attacked. Dijon has been attacked by your army. Has attacked your army, level 3. Well, let's defend. Let's see what's actually going to happen. I mean, is this going to be a siege battle or a field battle? I've never been attacked in a city, guys, so I'm very, very curious. I mean, I'm not going to worry too much about trying to win it because this is a short video about update 10. What I don't like is that, and this is a problem, guys, that I've been attacked. I don't have the mini map for the battle now, because it seems if you're in the city and you get attacked, this gets stuck. I don't know if this is a bug.
Bowmen, stand ready.
And I don't know what direction they're coming from now. So I think that's a problem, so we might as well just close that because that's as good as useless. And what I'm going to have to do is try again. This is where not being able to pan out right now. I will use this as an example, guys, that when you get in these battles, you've got a decision to make, and this is knowing the strength of your armies is quite crucial. But do you stop and build up your siege camp first, or do you go straight at it? Now, obviously, if you've
Honoured for sure, my lord.
just get these guys chopping wood. I don't know why I'm doing that, but
Axes, fellas.
because obviously, if you get in a situation where you build up the siege camp and you're fighting a smaller army, you could lose. Where if you attack immediately, so if I was being attacked by a tier 1 army, then or even a tier 2, and I've got a tier 3 army, what you need to do is get stuck in straight away. And what I would really, it'd be nice if we could select what here we are, because this is what happens is when you're fighting an army,
Stand ready.
bowman, basement in,
Bowman, stand
hey,
ready. Release your arrows, lads.
bowman in,
Let your fletching sing. Release your arrows, lads. We'll wait our orders.
hey, oh, it's like basement. Can't seem to be able to select the basement.
Release your arrows, lads.
I don't think we're going to win this, guys, because I didn't know where they were coming from.
We'll wait our orders.
And I've got this anyway. I can deselect. I've lost a maceman.
Bowman, stand ready.
My bowman. Yeah, I've lost this battle. So on a 3-on-3 battle, you've got to do the siege, but see how quickly they came at us. And this is, if there's one big issue about combat in this game, is not being able to know
Bowman, stand ready.
the strength of your armies.
We'll wait our orders.
You know, it's fine saying it's a tier 3 army. I suppose eventually over time we'll get a feel. But I think if they're going to improve the immersion in the game and make it more interesting, we're actually going to have to be able to develop the armies, because obviously I mean personally I would like to get hospitallers and cavalry and build an army up, and hopefully that will come in time, because of course this is still early days. But being able to know the composition of the game, I think, I don't know, can I quit? Have I lost? Again, this is where it gets a bit confusing. Turn to game. Shouldn't. I mean, see again, I've got the main menu, so I don't know if this is actually glitched out a bit. They're still chasing. We'll let these guys die. Okay, not being able to zoom in close, but I don't know if this is actually broken. Okay. I can't even resign with this because it's almost like I've got the wrong interface. I've never been attacked in a settlement like that. Bit disappointed that it wasn't a siege, because my army was actually in the city, because I was talking about that and I didn't move. I think I'm just going to return to the main menu, guys. I'm trapped in here. So anyway, so that was a slightly unexpected presentation. I mean, I say if any of the devs wander through, I do accept it's early access, but I think that is something that certainly needs to be addressed. And I think this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. I think I've covered the main features, what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep this video really, really short. And just to round up, like the new high-level building options, it'd be nice if could include the resources, so you, rather than gold, because really you want to use the gold for armies, but I could live with the gold if necessary. And I suppose my major comment based on that battle is I would like to know my army strengths so that I can make slightly more informed decisions when I'm attacking rather than just level 4 against level 1. But hopefully that will come in the future, because as I say, it is early days and I think that area needs to do. As I say, army composition, I would love to build my own armies, like get the cavalry in and all that as part of an army, because you know, basic armies, I mean, I had a kind of an army there, but I didn't know what the composition was. I didn't know what I was defending. Anyway, I think this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. I'm going to ramble on far too long. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. As I say, still very positive about this game. Yes, it's got a few flaws and a few issues, but I still think this game's got a lot of potential, and that's it. So on that note, guys, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.